as I was saying previously, omniscience is by definition knowledge of everything. All three of the major Abrahamic religions describe God with this trait. Omnipotence is the other one. All-powerful. The ability of God to do literally anything. There is not a single action that is beyond God's power to accomplish. And these two notions about God, combined with the deep outpouring of love, this sacrificial love, this agape, as the Greeks would call it, kind of love that God feels for humanity, brings about this question. And the question is pretty deep. It's, if God knows everything and can do anything and has a deep love of humanity, then why are bad things allowed to happen, especially to good people? This is probably one of the most difficult questions in a study of religion. And I'm bringing it up to you, and I'll admit, I almost feel a little bad. Because unlike a lot of subjects I'm going to address with you this year, I don't have an answer to this one. I can't give you a good answer. I can tell you there's a litany of terrible attempts at answers. Predestination is one. The idea that this ridiculous puritanical notion that God damned people in advance and simply doesn't care about a good chunk of the human race. It's absolute nonsense with no scripture to back it up. And it's been condemned multiple times by the magisterium. It doesn't solve the problem. If anything, it only exacerbates it, makes it worse. The notion of an unavoidable destiny would do nothing to alleviate the question as to why terrible things would happen. It only causes humanity to blame more of it on God. So that's not it. I don't have a good answer. Because any answer you're going to have, I will warn you, any answer you try to come up with for this one, it's got to encompass almost everything, from the genocides and pandemics to the countless small tragedies of individual lifetimes. It's not easy. It's why a lot of clergymen will tell you there really isn't a good answer. I've heard friars and rabbis say the same thing. They don't really have a good answer to this one. And me, with my incredibly limited religion training, definitely am not going to surpass them anytime soon in giving you an answer to this one. So why'd I bring it up? Well, there's two reasons. The first is this is one of the major issues in the study of religion. And for either you or your friends or loved ones, it's going to come up at some point. So I at least wanted you to know what we have collectively as a religion, what we have on the subject. So, at least a taste of it anyway. The other reason, and maybe as I said at the beginning of this lecture, it's either really bad or really great timing that I'm giving you this link in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Because this is, a time when we are going to be seeing a lot of tragedy. So, I hope this, I'm not going to say I hope it helped, because I'm sure it didn't. But this is what we have. I'm sorry I can't give you more.